HLPD is short for EU-Africa High-Level Policy Dialogue Platform on Science, Technology and Innovation. Senior officials from African and EU countries use this platform to discuss research and innovation policies. They aim to formulate and implement long-term priorities to strengthen the cooperation in the framework of the joint Africa-EU strategy known as JAS.
We came here to discuss issues of common policy priorities in the area of science and technologies between the European region and the African region. But this dialogue is framed within the context of the global framework, the joint Africa-EU strategy, which the heads of state agreed upon in Lisbon in 2007 in Portugal. And since then, the partnership has been growing strength from strength.
We have been working quite a lot, first of all, in identifying this sector for cooperation, and then in developing the technical work, the technical and scientific work, which would then design the sectors and the items within the sector on which we focus the cooperation. We have developed in the previous political meetings and scientific workshop a roadmap for cooperation in the field of food, security, sustainable agriculture and nutrition, and the main objective of today's meeting is to endorse this roadmap, which will guide the future actions.
There are pineapples and there are pineapples. You know, you can use a whole acre to produce just a few heads of pineapple, but you can use that same acre to produce bags and tons of pineapple. The difference is that if you're able to adopt science, technology, innovation approaches, you're able to produce more for us to deal with the problem of children, malnourished children, and adults not going to bed hungry.
On the current AE research grants, we have a project on mangrove diseases. If you could solve that problem, it will have an impact on the farmers, and it will have an impact on the food security, it will have an impact on the agriculture, and in the end it will have an impact on the people on the ground. And that's what we want. Providing innovation in cooperation between member states, between European and ACP countries, between Europe and Africa. And that's what we need. We need this cooperation to enhance the development, not only within Africa, but also the cooperation between EU and Africa.
The EU-AU High-Level Policy Dialogue on Science, Technology and Innovation has been a very active forum, which is leading to concrete achievements. And this is what we're seeing today and tomorrow. The common agenda is being set for food and nutrition security and sustainable agriculture. New networks and research actions are being launched, new funds mobilized, and new partners are being sought.
More than 1,300 African Union research teams have participated in more than 600 research projects, and as I've pointed out today, also in Horizon 2020, the success and the participation of researchers from the African Union is quite impressive.
If you look at what is going on the continent today, there is a lot of goodwill, there's a lot of movements, but these movements need to be guided. And I use that word very carefully. These movements need to be guided in the right direction. We need to mobilize resources. That is for sure. And we are short, we are low on that. This continent cannot implement a science-led economic growth without resources, both human, financial, and infrastructural.
If the consumer has this knowledge, he will also ask for, please, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Research, put more money into research because we don't want our food to be contaminated, for example. So I believe that if we involve much more consumer organizations, and of course they are powerful with social media these days, they have their Facebook pages, they have the communication, their videos, etc., they can make more a difference than only targeting on creating awareness and capacity among the farmers.
It is very important that we really design the agenda together, but also that we carried out it together. I mean, we want to be partnership, highlight sectors of mutual interest, but then both partners have to move forward.
We should be realistic. I mean, this is not bring a result, a fruit within 2 years. It's a long-term project. We have to think in terms of decades. But that's why I think investing in training and in education is very, very important.
The implementation of the roadmap towards an EU-Africa research and innovation partnership on food and nutrition security, which was adopted by senior officials of the high-level policy dialogue, was thoroughly discussed with a wide range of stakeholders at the conference the next day. Under the umbrella of the EU's 7th Framework Programme for Research, which finances the project CASNet Plus, and with input from Horizon 2020, which funds the projects Rhinia and Pro-Intense Africa, this conference could take place. Support also came from the Platform for the African-European Partnership of Agricultural Research and Development, known as PPARD, and financed through the European Development Fund. Financial commitment of Horizon 2020 to the implementation of the EU-Africa Research and Innovation Partnership on food and nutrition security amounts to €30 million over 4 years. Major investments are expected to come later this year from European and African countries. Finally, €17.5 million is invested from the Pan-African Programme in support of the African Union research grants. The conclusions of the high-level policy dialogue were subsequently endorsed by the European and African Union Commissioners at the College-to-College meeting on the 7th of April. It's exclusively in the domain of science, technology and innovation that pre-meetings prior to the College-to-College took place, accentuating the importance of this cooperation in the joint Africa-EU strategy.